Now from an NFL stadium that hosted NFL football on and off from 1966 until 2019, we are glad to be back under the lights at the Coliseum in Oakland. Tonight we're all set to witness what should be a good one. It's a battle of eras, if you will. Today's NFL superstars set to face the best of the best, the Madden legends. So this should be a real treat as the two teams exit their locker rooms. Coach Madden going to have his imprint all over this one. He'll be patrolling both sidelines, trying to will each of these teams to a victory. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden, and that's another Brandon. Brandon Aubrey will get us started. Off we go from the East Bay. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The legend set to go to work. It is Peyton Manning who leads him out at quarterback. Peyton spent 14 years as a Colt, 4 more as a Bronco, and the numbers, they speak for themselves. 14 times a Pro Bowler. Better than 71,000 passing yards, 539 touchdown passes, and, of course, twice a Super Bowl champion. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run the quick dive with all stop. And they'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6. Now Manning. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. He'll go down as a gain of 6, and 3rd and 1 now. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Throwing now is Manning. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. Manning. That's caught. It's Jerry Rice. So 8 yards on the completion there. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Again, they'll throw with Manning. He's got the Hall of Famer. That's Tony Gonzalez. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards there, first down. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up second down. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. Here's Manning to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Gonzalez. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down. To throw is Manning. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Manning again. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Zach Bond collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. That'll be caught over the middle by Moss. Pitch and catch there, good for 13. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On 3rd down, here's George. Yeah, great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the 1st. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
That is caught. Touchdown, Legends. Tony Gonzalez there to make the grab. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive.
This is where, as a tight end, you've got to really sell that this is a run. They're going to fake the give, hope the linebackers bite, and here they do just enough. That split second, that's all it takes for that tight end to leak out into the end zone. Touchdown.
Here now, Pat Summerall for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0.
Makes the score.
That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays. After the touchdown, here's Summerall to send this one away. Gets past one man. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So out come the NFL superstars, and it is Josh Allen who leads them out at quarterback, the MVP of the National Football League in 2024. You know, Coach Madden always admired those field generals who could really do it all, and there might not be a more unstoppable quarterback in the league today than number 17 of the Bills. Looking to put a drive together. Now Allen connects with Kittle underneath. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be second down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
2nd and 6. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. That's the former Charger grade junior Seau. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Oh, this is a great play right here by a very versatile linebacker. It's a zone defense, so he's responsible for one area of the field. And Brandon, I don't think the quarterback ever saw him. Or if he did, he saw him too late because he snuck into a great position there to pick that one off.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Manning. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Myles Garrett in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Throwing is Manning. He finds his man complete. It's Gonzalez.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Manning now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this 1st quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you got your best people in the area to try and take that away.
They'll run for it. It's Tomlinson. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the 1st before he's brought down. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Rice. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Now Manning. He's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Manning gonna throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Gonzalez. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now here we go. Coach Madden going to turn to his longtime partner in the booth, Pat Summerall, on for the field goal. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now the NFL superstar is going to head out for drive number 2. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Allen. To Barkley on the check down. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They do go for it. Here's Allen. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to give them a little bit of credit for fortitude there. 4th and inches, and they don't run the football. Normally, you just wedge your way through, fall forward, find the yardage. They took a shot and put it in the air, and it paid off.
Maybe they saw the defense overcommitting.
A lot of confidence there, though, because even if they overcommit, you just want to make sure you get the first down. You throw an incompletion on 4th down there, they're going to second-guess you the rest of the game.
A gain of 13 there. Good for a superstar's first down.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here's Allen to throw it. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. That's the former Washington great, Sean Taylor.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
Looking to put a drive together. And the drive will start to carry by LaDainian Tomlinson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
At the 25-yard line.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. Tomlinson. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4th down territory, that really opens things up for you.
He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Returnable here for St. Brown. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 29-yard line.
Up the middle with Barkley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down. Superstars on a gain of 12.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Now inside the 25. And finally wrestled down at the 11. 73 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was...
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Howie Long, like an out-of-control broken arrow, getting in for the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To the air, Allen.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. To throw, it's Allen. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Derek Brooks. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as we watch this long drive continue to begin quarter 2. As they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. To throw, it's Manning. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now Manning. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Shotgun now for Manning. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rice.
To number 80, Jerry Rice. A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Manning. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. So this defense coming up with a the takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Here's Allen. Got a man open. It's Chase. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Allen now looks to throw. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. So no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Barkley, inside handoff. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 83 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Result is a 1st down.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Right back to Juszczyk again. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Throwing now is Allen. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A gain of 22.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Now Allen. And that is incomplete here.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Allen going to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll turn things over to Brandon Aubrey now for the field goal.
From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. Fast footwork by Sanders. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. To throw is Manning. Trying to lay one up deep. He's got him in, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 39 yards there, a big one.
Randy Moss. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Well, they've looked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
On the give, this is their fullback.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well, and big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. Here's Manning to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 7 yards there and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
Manning. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it's 2nd down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
Here's 2nd and 3. Throwing is Manning. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Manning again. And that is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions and what was once a nice drive stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
And his kick is indeed good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
So after the made field goal, Pat Summerall back out to send it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The visitors' offense and running back Saquon Barkley ready to get going again. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Another carry here for the fullback Juszczyk. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Allen. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
It was starting to become a game for him to forget with the interceptions, but that's a step in the right direction. Not only did he choose to run it instead, but he saw the field well and made a nice pickup to get a new set of downs.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And they showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Allen. Able to find the open man. That's complete. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 2nd and 15 now. Allen. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Allen. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now a peek at T.O. as he and the offense gears up to get ready to go again. Not only does he not have a catch, I don't think he's been targeted in this game, but they're winning.
And if you ask a receiver of his magnitude, he'll tell you that it's because everyone is focused on him anyway. Okay, you've taken it away. No catches, no targets, but we're still winning. I've opened things up for the rest of my team. I know how receivers think.
They've been using him as a decoy, and effectively so. And they'll run with LT to begin the drive. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Manning going to throw. That's caught. It's Jerry Rice. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now Manning. And caught by Rice. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
47-yard line.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Manning now to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the gun, it's Manning. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other, a gain of 6.
That's a gain of 7.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Manning. Over the middle, complete. That's Gonzalez. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
37-yard line.
Now 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Manning. And again, he'll give it to Fitzgerald. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now the Legends going to take their second timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here is 3rd and 5. Manning to throw once more. This will be caught by Randy Moss. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Less than a yard.
Tomlinson. A solid stiff arm. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down.
That's another 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick is good. And that one makes this a 10-point game at 16-6. So he's been a busy man here this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So halftime here in Oakland with the Legends on top. Let's get you over to Scott Hansen quickly with our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks so much. We'll do our best to keep things snappy here at the half as we run through some of the highlights, mostly Legends highlights, as to be expected. Want to remind you that coming up immediately after the game, stick around for the presentation of the turducken to our winners. Certainly something to play for the second half to come. Who gets the first bite? We will find out soon as we send it back out to the Coliseum for the call of the second half. Brandon and Charles take it away.
Okay, Scott, thank you. Would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in either of these 2 locker rooms to listen to Coach Madden's speeches as we get set to resume play. So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the 3rd quarter. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he's finally out of bounds, but he gets it to the 25. What a return.
You know, we always talk about the chess match in a football game, but we're usually talking about offensive coordinator versus defensive coordinator. How about the special teams coaches? I think we just saw a big-time adjustment by one to help his team get a spark to start the second half.
Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
And even the great ones go through phases like this, like what we just saw. And most of them, they have such a mental capacity to throw it out and essentially start over. I think that's where he's headed now.
He's got his opportunity to throw it out. Let's see how he does. From the gun, it's Allen. Powers through it. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Here's Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To the air, Allen.
To Jefferson on the slant.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal?
Barkley is in for a touchdown.
No touchdowns for them in the first half, but their defense kept them in this ball game. So now maybe this can loosen them up a little, because they played tight so far, and they get right back in it with a touchdown run.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point.
And he's got him back within a field goal now. It's 16-13. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
Sanders shaking and baking.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Well, the legend set to take over on offense once more. And you look at this roster on both sides of the ball. So many Hall of Famers, so many players who truly defined excellence in the National Football League. And you just think, how excited would John Madden have been to actually be able to coach this team? I'm reminded of his Hall of Fame speech, 2006, where he talked about how he thought the bronze busts in Canton, once the last guest had left for the day, would talk to each other at night. And somehow I have the feeling he was spot on in that intuition.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
The give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
It's 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Now a play fake. Manning. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
A 1-yard gain.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
He was taken down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Here's Andy Lee now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
The NFL superstars now readying for their next possession.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Looking to put a drive together. On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. On the stop was Aaron Donald.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Allen now looks to throw.
Open man is Chase, complete.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
A gain of 4 yards.
Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
It's a first down, superstars on a gain of 12.
Usually the big fella's a blocker, a lead back, but he gets the ball on first down. What a surprise for everyone. And as a former safety, if he breaks into the secondary and you see him coming, you just know that's a whole lot of man you've got to deal with now.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback.
A pretty good burst there. So he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
First man through, it's the fullback Juszczyk. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8.
And now they'll throw with Allen. Connects with Kittle underneath. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Allen. Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
A nice little juke. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Here's Allen to throw it.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Allen maybe with a free play. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now again to the big fullback use check. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. They'll try and power it in with Juszczyk. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk taking it in from 2 yards out. And his guys have taken the lead.
Well, Charles, I think you and I both agree these guys were outplayed in that first half, and the scoreboard reflected that, but they've come out since halftime. They've looked like a different team.
And it makes you wonder what was said and done in that locker room because they've made some nice adjustments, and they're executing better. I think they got some fiery guys on that sideline that had a few things to say at the half, and now they've come out with a vengeance.
The extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Our home team, 16.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're looking to turn things around here. They've been shut down in this third quarter, and that was after a good first half offensively.
And you wonder where it all goes, and it feels like it goes away fast because it takes some time to build up good momentum, great play calling, excellent execution, and then like a blink of an eye, you're losing the game. How do you get back there again? I'm sure they've talked about it, and they've got a plan. Now can they put it into practice?
The lead gone, now the search to find it again. Manning. There's that man again. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The quick slant, good for a first down, a gain of 12.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
To throw is Manning. And it's incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Manning. Now back foot throw there is incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, it's Manning. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Now Tomlinson on 1st and 10. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The 31-yard line.
Now 2nd and 5. Here's Manning to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away.
It's a gain of 3.
And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll look for the first with Tomlinson. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Throwing is Manning. Throw left side complete. That's Gonzalez. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Manning. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Manning going to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. That'll give him 8 that time. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
He'll try and do this himself, and he is into the end zone for a Legends touchdown. Peyton Manning, a 6-yard touchdown run, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
Well, there are definitely mobile quarterbacks in this league that you have to worry about containing on the ground. This is not someone you'd put in that category. But if the situation presents itself, sometimes you just got to go. And he looked pretty spry there and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that gives him a 3-point lead. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. After the touchdown, here's Summerall to send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Seven consonants, one vowel. Here's Juszczyk. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a 1st down. Superstars on a gain of 12.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 1st down gains.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now Allen. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd down and 6. Now Allen. And he is caught. He's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Allen going to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. 63 yards receiving for him now. That last catch good enough for a first down.
At the 5-yard line.
1 quarter to play. It's football once again here in the East Bay. The fans love it. And we're back after this. This is a special presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now here on EA Sports. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Touchdown! Justin Jefferson from 4 yards out. And now they have taken a 4th quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here. And they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Aubrey now for the point after. And that will make this a 4-point game.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The home team's offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
Now Manning. He finds his man, complete. That's Gonzalez.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, they give it to Tomlinson.
And space tough to come by there, so you get maybe a yard to the 37.
They know that old expression, it's not my night,
1 yard.
It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. To throw, it's Manning. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Working from the gun, Manning.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here's 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Manning. He finds his man, complete. That's Gonzalez. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Manning to throw once more. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence. And he's achieved that in this performance.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4.
Manning now to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they were very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Now Manning again. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
To the air, Allen. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll try one for it. This is Juszczyk.
And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Here's Allen. Middle of the field to Jefferson.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, well, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for the touchdown. Josh Allen, 51 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
Brandon, you and I have called a lot of college football in our day, but on Sundays, here in the NFL, doesn't it look a lot like what we used to see on Saturdays when we called those games?
Yeah, option plays just like we saw, and that was a long touchdown of the option. What you taught me, though, defensively, you get your eyes in the wrong place on a play like that, you're in trouble.
What's the term that's in vogue in the NFL? Eye violations. The offense wants you to put your eyes in the wrong spot so that they can appear in others.
Our home team, 23.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
Fast footwork by Sanders.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Yeah, the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
Looking to put a drive together.
Another carry here for the fullback on a stop. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
From the 29, here's 2nd down and 5.
Looking to throw. Manning.
That one caught by Rice.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. to throw. Manning. He finds his man. Complete. It's Gonzalez. So 8 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second and a couple.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
2 yards to go, second down.
From the gun, it's Manning. That'll be caught up in the middle by Moss. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down.
That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield, here's Manning. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Again, they'll throw with Manning. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Fitzgerald. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Manning. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
2nd and 10.
Now Manning. He finds his man, complete. It's Gonzalez. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. To throw is Manning. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
So after the made field goal, Pat Summerall back out to send it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Results in a first down.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. That's historic. Former Raider Hall of Famer Ted Hendricks. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Out comes Randy Moss and company as they take the field. He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying himself. And it's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you're going to be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporate him here on this drive. So after the INT, it's Manning. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Moss. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Randy Moss.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Here's Manning to throw. Throw right side, going to be complete to Moss. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
It's a gain of 8. And a first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Throwing is Manning. He finds his man complete. That's Gonzalez. Just a gain of a couple there.
2 yards.
And it's 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Manning going to throw. Over the middle, it's caught by Rice. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. He's now just 3 yards shy of 197 yards receiving on the contest, and a first down. Now Manning. And he checks this one down to LT out of the backfield. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Again, it's Manning. And he's got it. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Tomlinson. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Now Manning, gotta have this one. He'll try to do it himself, and he is in. Touchdown, Legends. Peyton Manning, a 3-yard touchdown run. And his guys now just a 2-point conversion away from tying us up. So part one of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
But he is not going to make it. It's a big play by the defense, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. And the failure to convert and tie the game, now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
After the touchdown, here's Summerall to send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The next possession ready to get going. An exciting game for those here in attendance to see all these great players on the field. But it's also a chance to celebrate our namesake, the coach, John Madden. Now, some of our younger fans may not know his full story. Before the video game that now bears his name, he was the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. Had some big moments on this field. And he, of course, was on the sidelines down in Pasadena, Super Bowl 11, when the Silver and Black won their first Super Bowl title, a 32-14 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Here now, 2nd and 4. Allen now looks to throw. Open field is Chase, complete. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle.
Whistles and a timeout at the 2:05 mark. So this defense wanting to get one more pause in before the 2-minute warning, and they do just that. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Throwing now is Allen.
The same target, same result. It's Kittle. 2 minutes to play here in Oakland. Who gets the turducken? It's on its way in from the oven, and we'll find out who gets it after this.
Up the middle with Barkley. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. To throw is Allen. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield.
And he is going to have a first down here, and that should be the one that seals a victory.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
So it's a win here at the Coliseum for the NFL Superstars. And after a great night of football, time for the best of traditions. Sure, it's great to lift the Lombardi Trophy, but a close second might be lifting that turducken and taking a big bite after a hard-fought victory. For my partner, Charles Davis, and our entire great crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The NFL Superstars stand tall as we say so long from Northern California.